Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Death Note. Last time on Death Note, we had Frenzy. So, the plan kept going basically to capture Higuchi, and all in all, it pretty much worked out. They did end up catching Higuchi. He does have the possibility of relinquishing the Death Note, in which case he would lose his memory, and that would not be good for the investigation. However, he has not done that so far. And they did witness how he was trying to kill Matsuda, but they don't quite understand it yet. They don't quite understand the Death Note itself, basically. And yeah, that was pretty much where we ended it. So yeah, I assume that's the end of the third Kira arc. But we will have to see. We will definitely have to see. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. This is also where I say that if you want to watch this episode, my reaction to this episode of Death Note, it is unfortunately not in this YouTube video due to copyright reasons. So what you got to do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment on this video. There will be a link there. You go, you click it, and that will take you to my highlight reaction. Or reaction highlight, technically. Whichever one you want to call it. Basically, it's the edited version of the reaction with the footage in the corner. It's all edited and nice and good. And you can go there and you can watch that and not knock that over. And you can hopefully have a good time. And when you're done with that, you can pop right back over here to this YouTube video for the discussion. So with that all being said, let's get right into this episode of Death Note. Here we go. Okay, I think we're in the final stretch now. I think this is the final stretch. Now, I know there's 37 episodes overall. This was episode 24, so that's 12? 13-ish. Yeah, that's 13 more episodes. So, man, oh man, that's crazy, man. I think we're on the final stretch. We had the Light Yagami becomes Kira arc, we had the Misa Amane arc, we had the Yotsuba's third Kira arc, and now we are having the final stretch, the final arc. The final battle between Kira and L. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, and we got our boy back. I'm glad, you know. I love how evil he is. Like, he's so evil, it's ridiculous, but I love it, you know? And I'm sorry, my light is flickering up there. It's probably going to go out in a little bit. Oh well. Sorry about that. Hope that doesn't bother anyone. Oh boy. Man. And they learned everything. That's the other thing too. They learned everything. So Higuchi confirmed that it was the notebook. And then they all held the notebook and saw the Shinigami. Now they have to believe in the Shinigami. And they read all the rules of the Death Note. So now they know exactly how Kira kills. And see, that's the thing, you know, with all this, like, oh, well, I guess everything's in the clear. And, you know, oh, this is all going according to Light's plan and stuff. And now they're in the clear. And it's like, I don't think L trusts that for a second. I think he's more suspicious now than he has ever been. Especially after Higuchi's death. Oh, boy. Oh, okay. Man, oh man, this show, man, this show. So, let's go ahead and pop into the notes. The first thing I wrote down was the notebook. Yes, so they finally learned how Kira kills. It is the notebook. And they now know, and they all see Rem, at least. None of them see Ryuk, but they all see Rem. So, that's pretty crazy. And the next thing I wrote down was the trade. So this is how Light's plan worked. Was that he gave Misa's Death Note back to Rem, to which she gave it to Ryuk, to which he gave it to him. So now that Death Note, which Misa had used, is now Light's Death Note. Then he took his Death Note, gave it back to Ryuk, who gave it to Rem, who gave it back to Light. So now his Death Note came from Rem. So that is why when, that's why when Rem took part of the Death Note and touched Misa with it, it didn't give her back all of her memories because that wasn't the Death Note she used. So that's interesting. I did like that. I did like the distinction there. That light is really flickering. I hope it goes out sometime soon so I can replace that. So yeah, I love the idea of the trade and, them saying like, oh, well, it's just, you just put it all in a circle. And it's like, well, no, because now everything is different. So Light's Death Note Light's specific Death Note went to Higuchi, but was from Rem, who would, play along with all of this. That's the thing, is that Ryuk doesn't fully play along with everything, Now, he will, help out, he will do like, okay, let's trade it around, and then, he'll give it back to a certain person, but he doesn't play along fully. Rem will play along for the sake of Misa, so... Oh, man. So that was crazy. I wrote down keep hold. So you have to keep hold of the Death Note until the previous owner, the last person that used it, dies, so that you will, return completely ownership of the Death Note. I thought that was really interesting. And I also love that his plan went so far as to use the watch that he knew he would wear and put a piece of the Death Note in there, and then he pricked his own blood so that he could write Higuchi's name in there secretly. And it worked because he was still holding on to it. Now, if he had let go, if L had taken that back, he would have lost it all again. He would have lost his memory completely again. So he had to keep hold of it long enough to fully write Higuchi's name, which is impressive that he was able to actually write his name. If I took paper and tried to write out, let's try to write out my name. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to. I guess I can. I can write out my name at least. If I tried writing someone else's name, that might be hard. But yeah, I actually tried writing my name like that. Obviously, I wasn't using ink, and I don't have a watch, but still. So yeah, I guess it's possible, and especially maybe if you practice or something. So that was interesting, just keeping hold and then using that so that Higuchi dies, and then there you go. And everything has been laid out to where, no, according to all the evidence, Higuchi was Kira, and now Light and Misa are off the hook by everyone but L, because I don't think L believes that for a second. So that was interesting. I did really like that. I did really enjoy that. And that whole sequence of him, regaining his memories and his eyes are glowing and stuff. I love it. I wrote down the false rules. So Light had Ryuk. This is the only time he really plays along with something. He had Ryuk write false rules in the back of the notebook, which, Ryuk was, checking with Rem, like, the old man won't mind if we put in fake rules. So that was interesting. Now let me go back a little bit. I need to hear, what all they said about the fake rules. It was really just to, well, okay, I guess I don't need to, because it was mainly just to keep Light and Misa out of suspicion. So the rule in the back was you have to write down names. You have to write down another name within 13 days, or you die, basically. So that all worked out too. Writing those false rules. So, but it makes you wonder. Will L pick up on that? I feel like he has to, I feel like he has to. So yeah, that was interesting, just everything to try to keep everything, within, oh, it's just all crazy. It's all crazy. All of this went according to Light's plan. You know? Everything. And now it's just between him and L. Oh, boy. I'm almost out of water. I'm definitely going to need to get more. Oh, well. So, that was interesting. And just the fact that this is all part of Light's plan. This entire arc, basically, was part of Light's plan. Even down to, telling Rem to specifically find someone like Higuchi. So, that was incredible. And I love, because this is all part of Light's plan. It's like, just to think that, Higuchi, he thinks he's, this might sound weird. It's like, he thinks he's hot shit, but, but here comes the original Kira just completely dominating again. And I wrote down L's name. L's like the Doctor. We just never know his name. But, anyway. Yeah, Death Note is like Doctor Who if it was told from the point of the great intelligence and not the Doctor. So the initial plan was for Misa to remember L's real name and then write it down. Unfortunately, she forgot, which I was kind of thinking that too. It's like, I hope she hasn't forgot. I would have forgotten, definitely. Even if I got all my memories back, I would have forgotten. So yeah, that was interesting that she actually forgot his name. So she made the deal again, basically, in order to return her Shinigami Eye. So that's the thing, is that, she got all of her memories back, but she didn't get the Shinigami Eyes again. So that was interesting. That was definitely interesting. So, and that's the thing is, she halved her lifespan again. But how long does she have? How long does she have? Because, okay, the way we've set up Misa is that, she was given so many more years because of the one Shinigami sacrifice, basically. So, it's like, okay, she halved it to get the eyes, but she'd probably be hundreds of years old still when she died. So she halves it again. I guess maybe that puts her back to a normal lifespan, It's like, how old can she be? That would be my question. Even if she has now taken her original lifespan with the added years and cut it down to a fourth of what it was, how long does she actually have? Because that's something I feel like we overlook, is that Misa does have like hundreds of years, basically, because of the one Shinigami. So yeah, she took the eyes again, and will now use that to get L's name. So technically it is still going according to plan. And, Light saying, like, I want you and I to create a new world and live together, And it's like, yeah, bullshit. Light does not give a fuck about Misa, So that's the other thing. It's like, yeah, sure you do. You're doing all this for manipulation. He's just going right back into it. And then the last thing I didn't write down, but the whole thing of, his whole thing of, you dare to go against the god of this new world, and your punishment will be death. It's like, oh god, I missed overdramatic Light Yagami. I'm so happy we have him back. We got him back. But yeah, that is pretty much all I wrote down. I guess the question going into the next episode is, what's the next move, basically? What's the next move? Are they going to reattach? I don't think they can reattach Light to Ryuk and Misa to Rem right now. Granted, shouldn't Rem be attached to... Well, she's attached to the Death Note. That's the thing. She's attached to the Death Note, but not... I guess, but not Light. So, and the fact that they all... I guess she's just attached to all of them because they've all held it. Even if he is the rightful owner, they're all there, so that's why she stays there and doesn't just constantly follow Light. So I guess there's that. Oy, it's a lot. It is definitely a lot. But yeah, I guess even though as simple as a question as it is, the question I have going into the next episode is, what's the next move? I have no idea, but we have 13 episodes left in this show, and boy, are they going to be one hell of a ride. So, yeah, it'll be great to see where we're going from here. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Death Note reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.